Right, so here we're being asked to review a little bit of vocabulary when it comes to variables and numbers and stuff like that. And so it says select the best answer. So what kind of numbers comprise the counting numbers? So now what are the counting numbers? Now the counting numbers are just plain old 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We also call these sorry about that. We also call these counting numbers, we call them the natural numbers. So that's just lingo. It ends up not being all that important in math. It won't be all that important for the next 10 weeks of our math class, Math 208, 209. But that's just lingo. Now, interesting, I'm going to tell you what whole numbers are. Whole numbers is the same thing as the counting numbers, except you include the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So these are the whole numbers. And the prime numbers are important. And prime numbers is something that's super important in Math 208 and 209. And prime numbers are numbers that are divisible only by 1 and themselves. For example, 7 is prime because it can only be divided by 1 and itself. Those are the only ways that 7 can be divided. It could be divided by 1, it could be divided by itself, and that is it. Another way to write that would be 7 divided by 1 like that, and 7 divided by 7 like that. So a prime number is a number that's only divisible by 1 and itself. The opposite of prime is composite, and that's a number that can be divided by something in addition to 1 in itself. So it could be divided by some other number as well. So the factors. Oh, hey, I just kind of gave that away. The factors of a prime number are itself and 1. Select the best answer that completes this statement. Okay, because 3 times 6 equals 18, the numbers 3 and 6 are called factors of 18. So if you have like, it doesn't matter, 24, and 24 can be written as 8 times 3, or 24 can be written as 6 times 4, or 24 can be written as 2 times 1. All of these numbers, because they can be multiplied by each other, or multiplied to equal 24, all of these numbers down here are called factors of 24. And that's what these numbers are. Now, the answer, 24 is called the product. All right, so the factors are the smaller numbers that, when multiplied, make the bigger number, which is called the product. Quotient involves dividing. And the symbol or letter used to represent an unknown quantity, that's called your variable. So like if you have like 5 times an unknown number is equal to 30, all right? Well, we're not in kindergarten anymore, so we're not going to use the box. We're going to use a variable, which is a letter or a symbol, but it's a letter. And oftentimes we use the letter x, so it's going to be 5x equals 30. And both of these mean the same thing. 5 times a mystery number equals 30. This means 5 times a mystery number equals 30. Now, the reason I wrote it in cursive is because I didn't want you to... this looks like kind of like in 3rd and 4th grade when you're learning your times tables. 5 times what? So often if I'm going to write the x as a variable, I'm going to try and make it cursive so it does not look like a times sign, right? So I'm going to try and stay away from the times symbol. And when one number is added to another, the result is called. So like, let's say you have 3m plus 2m. The answer is 5m. And so this answer right here, the result of adding two numbers, that's called the sum. So a little more boring, like second grade, would be like 5 plus 3 equals 8. So 8 is your sum. Now, what are those other words? Well, we already talked about product. Product is when two numbers are being multiplied by each other. So 3 times 4 gives you 12. So 12 is the product. The difference, I want to do it in red. The difference is subtraction. So we might say like 8 minus 3 equals 5. So 5 is the difference. And let's do it in brown. Quotient. Quotient means division. So if we were to do like 20 divided by 4, we would get 5. And 5, in this case, is the quotient. And that wraps up all of those different little words right there. Oh, and it actually turns out I accidentally gave you this answer already in the previous slide, which is, it says, the result of dividing one number by another is called, and it's going to be called the quotient, because if you have like, 28 divided by 7, your answer of 4 is called your quotient. And that wraps up this video.